What's up guys, DuArktik here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we're going to talk about the Green Goblin Classic. We have the announcement for the second run of his trials, and we are going to once again recap what you need to do in order to unlock Green Goblin, which are the necessary characters for you to do that, and if this is a character that matters or not. It's going to be a relevant character. We're going to talk about all of that, making sure that you have all the information that you need to know in order to go to this event and do the best possible score so you can unlock these legendary characters. So as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button like a boss. Okay, so who's an absolute boss is Green Goblin Classic. Is part of the Sinister Six, is also part of the Superior Six, and this is a team. These are two teams that have a lot of value in Cosmic Crucible and in Alliance Wars. Of course, in other game modes like Avengers Tower or Escape from Kyle, whenever those events shows up. But when we have legendary events like these ones, and you can use villains or tech characters or so on, these type of characters usually are useful, and especially Green Goblin Classic, because two of his abilities do turn rewind. And in turn-based RPGs like Marvel Strike Force, turn rewind is extremely important. It's one of the best things that the characters can do. So Green Goblin is definitely one of the best characters that we have right now in the game. Is not only important on those game modes that I mentioned, but also in Dark Dimension and in Arena. It can also be very useful as well. So this is pretty much one of those characters that is going to affect most of the game modes. Okay, so with this in mind, and with this announcement that the event is gonna come on Monday, I think it's in a couple of days, January the 29th, and then you should have like 5 days or so to participate in this event. We have to talk about which are the characters required for you to participate on this event. Now, you have two options. What you're gonna do on difficulty 8 and above, or you're gonna do below difficulty 8. Depending on the difficulty you are going to do, of course you can get more or less rewards, but on top of that you also require more or less characters, because on difficulty 8 you need Rebirth and New Avengers, and below that difficulty you need Rebirth or New Avengers. So this is very important, because if you're really trying to maximize your scores, you have to get up more characters, right? If you're a new player, this is going to be extremely important, because you might not have invested on Rebirth, or you might not be ready to invest on New Avengers. So it's something that you have to decide for yourself what's going to be worth it or not. But remember that these events come around every 3 months or so. So if you didn't maximize your Green Goblin on the first run, then you can get it on the second run. So you can see right now my Green Goblin is not maxed out yet, but you can see from this video that I did when the event happened 2 months ago that yeah, so it was the first event. We are getting the second event now. You can expect for 2 months from now or 3 months from now being able to maximize your Green Goblin. Okay, so with all of this in mind, let's take a look at which characters you need in order to do this. We have a total of 10 nodes, and each of the nodes have different tags. The first node is free for all. That means you can bring any characters you want, because there are no restrictions. The second node is going to require a Rebirth. The third node is going to require a Villain City. Yes, Villain City. The fourth node is going to require Global Blasters. Then we have tech characters. Node number 6 is going to require New Avengers, and that's only New Avengers if you are doing difficulty 8 or above. Otherwise, Rebirth or New Avengers. And then we go back once again, and we need to use City Villains again, Global Blasters, tech characters, and finally on the last node, node number 10, we need to use New Avengers or Rebirth. So you can see some familiar faces over here. We have a lot of Sinister Six characters that, like I said, you're going to be able to use with the Green Goblin. And we also have some of the Extreme X-Men characters. We had a few characters that were global blasters that got reworked recently, and because of that, we might get some value out of them on this new run of the Green Goblin Classic. So, this is why for the first node, for the node that is free for all, we are going to use mostly Extreme X-Men, and the reason why is just to make sure that we have as many charges as possible on Cyclops. So whenever you need him, whether it is on the first node of the Global Blasters or whether it is on the last node of the Global Blasters, that is usually way more difficult, then you have your Cyclops charged up and you just use his ultimate and it's going to obliterate everyone. So it's like a trump card that you can use whenever it's necessary for you to clear the Global Blasters node. So that's for node number 1. Charge up your Cyclops with the Extreme X-Men, and make sure that your Gambit and your Sunspot have all their cooldowns ready for whichever node you need them to. Now for the second node we are going to use Rebirth. The enemies that we are going to face are going to be around Wakanda. The nodes can be quite tough, you might have to switch some isolate around so you don't get stuck behind towns or so on, but we don't have any other Rebirth options, so this is going to be the team that we are going to use. Once again, if you are doing lower difficulties, you might be able to use New Avengers. And should you get up New Avengers or should you get up Rebirth? You should definitely get up New Avengers because they have way more value outside of other game modes other than raids, right? Rebirth is just a raid team, while New Avengers, they can be useful in all kinds of game modes. Okay, so that's for node number 2. Then we have node number 3, once again, City Villains. And this would be the team I recommend right now. All of these characters, Vulture, Craven, and Lizard, these Sinister 6 characters, they are very useful on Dark Dimension 6 and even Dark Dimension 7. So it's characters that you want to maximize as much as possible, and they are definitely going to have a lot of value in multiple game modes. Then we have Venom and Carnage. They are part of the new team Hive Mind, and I think there will be a good reason for you to invest on them right now, because usually when you get a new team, after a couple of weeks, you're gonna have events that require that team to be or at specific stars or at specific gear tiers. So this would be a good reason for you to invest at least a little bit on the symbiotes, and with the reworked stats, they are actually quite great, especially together with these characters, Craven, Lizard, and Vulture. So that would be my option for the City Villains. Then we have the Global Blasters once again, and if you are a mid-range player, if you are on your way of unlocking Apocalypse, you have to unlock and gear up the Unlimited X-Men. So you could pair up your Unlimited X-Men with Extreme X-Men and use them to complete the Global Blaster nodes. There are a few other characters that you could use as well, like Ultron and some of the characters from the Rebirth team. So if they are still alive, you can still bring them to your Global Blaster first node. Moving on, we have the Tech node, and there are many characters you can use for Tech, but I would definitely recommend the Pegasus team. Not only they have insane survivability, not only they have insane damage, they have a decent amount of quad control, and rescue can revive characters, so it's very good team. And this is also a raid team. This is also a team that has value in Cosmic Crucible and Alliance Wars, so this is definitely the first pick when it comes to Tech nodes to bring to the Green Goblin trials. Moving on, we have the node number 6, where we are going to use the New Avengers. And you can check out once again my video from 2 months ago. The node number 6, you have to do it on a very specific way in order for you to be also very successful on node number 10. So if you follow my guide on this node number 6, then you're going to be extremely successful on node number 10 as well. And this is only going to require you one easy attack. Like it becomes very easy when you use the strategy that I use it. But yes, for node number 6, you have to use full New Avengers. Once again, if you are doing difficulty 8 or above, if you are doing lower than that, you could use Rebirth. But I'm gonna tell you, like Rebirth, they are not good on this node number 6. It's quite difficult for them to deal with that. So I would definitely recommend you to get up on this team. And we have some very valuable characters here like Tigra, Ronin, and Coulson that have a lot of value in Alliance Wars in Cosmic Crucible, and also in a few other situations where you can pair them up. Okay, so that's all the teams that you need, all the way to node number 6. And after that, it just repeats, right? We go back to City Villains, where you can use pretty much the same characters. You could do a few changes by using your Dr. Octopus, or you could use some kind of other Sinister Six character, or you could even use a Black Cat from the Secret Defenders if you have available already. And then you have to go back for your Global Blasters. Here, once again, you have to be careful with which characters you want to use. On the second node of the Global Blasters, this is where I would really tell you to use your Cyclops, because it's the most difficult node of the Global Blasters. The first wave is somewhat easy, but the second wave is very difficult, so that's when you really want your Cyclops to destroy your enemies. But I'll make an updated guide so we can use this strategy there. And then, once again, we have the tech nodes. Pegasus is going to do it very well. There are the tech characters that can be useful on this node. We are facing some very difficult enemies like the legendary Red Hulk, and he might cause you some problems. So yes, you should be able to do it with Pegasus, but if you want to try something else, it's possible as well. And finally, on the last node, we have once again new Avengers, but also Rebirth. Some people are going to use Rebirth first to burn the cooldowns of the enemies, but it's unnecessary. If you follow my guide for node number 6, you are definitely going to be very successful on node number 10 as well. And these are all the characters and all the teams that you need in order to unlock Green Goblin Classic. Right now, one of the best legendary characters that we have in the game, especially when it comes to PvP game modes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, and if you found the video helpful, make sure to share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Strike Force content, and I'll catch you guys later.